Ready, scoop. I have a wicked head cold, so I apologize in advance if I lose my voice a little bit. Not too much, though. Good evening, and welcome to the City of Middletown State of the City Address. President Rodriguez and members of the Common Council, our city department heads, and all those who are attending. Thank you for coming out this evening, and I want to say special thanks to President Rodriguez and our Common Council, our city workforce, and all city department heads for their hard work and dedication over the past year. Middletown was one of the first communities in the Hudson Valley to announce that we met the tax cap limits imposed on all municipalities by the state. While there is a lot more work to be done in regards to this legislation, I do support the governor's program of limiting a community's ability to raise taxes. At the same time, I support the New York Conference of Mayors' call for mandate relief from the state legislature. Agree or disagree with the tax cap, it's here to stay. We cannot continue to tax people out of their homes and businesses. If we have special needs for our community, this cap will force us to be upfront with our residents and sell the program to them by asking them to override the tax cap. We no longer have the deep pockets of the taxpayers as a cover for our decisions. We as local officials now have a standard to meet, and I'm proud to say that for this fiscal year, we in the City of Middletown met that financial standard and at the same time improved services for our community. This past election cycle resulted in new members of the City Council. Alderman Amadeo, Alderwoman Summers, also Alderwoman Kate Ram-Kassoon was elected to the position that she was appointed to earlier in 2011. Congratulations to the three of you, and welcome back to those of you who are re-elected. We also said goodbye to Alderman Giroux, Alderman Bill Hamaris, and Alderman Ray Depew, and I thank them for their service over the years. I look forward to working with all of you, regardless of party, to improve our city. I will be providing the Common Council with copies of the summary of activities provided to me by the city's department heads. I'll talk about the accomplishments of various city departments as part of my address. The first area was the school district relations. 2011 was a very interesting year as it relates to the city and school district relations. In January, Judge Lubell issued a decision in the matter of the Middletown School District litigation over the trolley sewer line. All of us know the facts as they relate to this issue. Only 50% of the school district population is from the city. If it were only a matter of a student population solely from the city, this would not be an issue. We would pay the cost as it would be coming out of the same taxpayer's pocket. In this case, it's not only because 50% are city residents and the other 50% are walk-in residents who are part of the Middletown School District, and they should not expect to get a free ride on this very large capital expense. While we disagree with the district over the impacts that this new school will have in our city and who should pay for the sewer line, it appeared that this matter would end up in court. The city offered to submit this matter to the court with the district, with both sides reserving their appellate rights. We agreed to begin work immediately on the line, avoiding any delays in construction. We urged the district not to rush this project for a number of reasons, and to continue to talk with the city and the community before putting a shovel in the ground. While this pathway was rejected by the district, Judge Lubell issued a decision that was favorable to the Middletown School District. We immediately began planning for the new sewer line by directing our Commissioner of Public Works, Jacob Tweel, to hire engineers to prepare bid specifications. We also cooperated fully with the district in assessing their fire protection needs, their water and sewer systems, as well as approving a subdivision to exchange property between the city and school district in order to improve roads and access to the new school. After review of the decision and recognizing that Judge Lubell's words are far-reaching, and we believe that this decision will jeopardize the municipality's ability to mitigate the impacts on city infrastructure by private developers, we then decided to appeal the decision. The New York Conference of Mayors also raised concerns about the decision and filed an amicus brief with the courts, supporting the city's position against the school district. This project, along with the state-mandated replacement of Sterling Street area sewer line, will add approximately $5 million in additional debt to our sewer budget and ultimately higher water and sewer fees. As stated many times in public, our decision to appeal is based upon a disagreement over the impact of the decision by Judge Lubell and the fact that this decision would have a negative and far-reaching impact on all communities in New York State to have private developers pay for development impacts that they have caused. Remember, the Dolson Avenue Relief Sewer Line was paid for with private funds because the existing infrastructure couldn't handle the flow of the build-out. This saved city taxpayers $500,000. In my view, all of the above, other than the appeal, is behind us. Whatever anger exists on either side of this issue must be set aside for the betterment of our community and our kids. It is not productive to have this ongoing confrontation on many issues. It's not productive that the two boards, the Common Council and the School Board, and the two executives, myself and Dr. Eastwood, cannot agree to even have a public meeting together. Not only is it not productive, it is damaging to this community, and I am requesting that we put our differences aside and move on for the betterment of the entire city and the Middletown School District. I would ask that the Board of Education and Dr. Eastwood join me and the Common Council in a joint session to publicly set aside these differences and focus on where we can be helpful to each other for the benefit of our district and our city. There could be no stronger message to our community than to have the two of us stand in front of the two boards, have a frank discussion, agree and be helpful where we can, shake hands, and move on. In the area of our senior programs and soup kitchen, in February of 2011, I met with Father Werfel of the Grace Episcopal Church and began discussions on how the city could work together with the Grace Church and the Guild of St. Margaret to improve the service provided by them as the operator of the soup kitchen. At the same time, we can jointly work on some of the concerns the city has raised over the years about the limited facilities of the kitchen at its current location and the impacts on the surrounding businesses and public facilities. The city purchased the former TD Bank building to protect the parking areas. An additional benefit would be converting this building to our new senior center and expanding senior services. We would modify that building for seniors and then move the soup kitchen over to the current senior center on West Main Street across from the police department. While the plan has been slow due to some building code issues and proposed improvements, I will be asking the Common Council to provide the funding to renovate the TD Bank building as a total upgrade rather than the original plan of doing minor renovations. My reason for doing so must be clear. We purchased the bank building primarily because of the parking lots associated with it. Not to do so would have been the death knell of the Paramount Theater and some downtown businesses. Recognizing the need for the soup kitchen to move, we put in place a plan to accomplish both goals. After having had thorough reviews by independent engineers, I will recommend to the council that we completely renovate the building, including asbestos removal, new HVAC, sprinklers throughout, new roof, handicap restroom facilities. The second and third floors, rather than have city offices move into them, will be leased to outside users to offset the debt incurred by the improvements. The community development office that was originally planned to move to the TD Bank building will be remaining in City Hall, as we've been notified by Congressman Hinchy's office that he is retiring and that this space will no longer be needed, so we can expand within our current building. The former O&W station located on Lyle Avenue has long been a sign of urban decay. We reached an agreement with the Middletown Community Health Center to sell them the building for $1, coupled with various development goals. They have agreed to restore the building, and the building will be put to use as the new site of the Middletown Community Health Center. Their CEO, Teresa Maloney, has moved this project along through the planning stage, and they have also received the historic designation status that will assist them in funding the project. All of us are very hopeful that Teresa and her staff will be successful in this tremendous project that is in an area of about $10 million and that will benefit the entire community. As it moves forward, I am committed to offering whatever assistance they need to make this project work. The Mayor's Youth Council has done a tremendous job in volunteering for many projects in our community. They've been very active in our cleanup days and any service they are called upon to assist us in making Middletown a nicer place to live. Kids have many options in this day and age, and this group has chosen to use some of their time to give back to their community. I wanted to publicly thank them for their time and commitment and for the numerous hours they put in volunteering for our city. We also had the privilege of meeting the Litter Lady, Sue Depew, and Sue is here this evening. Wave, Sue. I saw her go, there she is. Although well known in our community as a successful businesswoman, wife, and mother, Sue took up a new challenge as the organizer of a grassroots movement called the Pride Committee to clean up our city. She has coordinated several cleanup programs in our city, and with the assistance of the city employees and her many volunteers, she has been successful in making our community a better place to live. She has been assisted in these efforts by many local church groups and students from the Middletown School District. I am in the process of bringing the Middletown Neighborhood Watch program under Risa Hamaris together with the Pride Committee for the purpose of planning 2 major citywide cleanups and as many localized neighborhood cleanups as they can handle. Thank you to Sue for your efforts and dedication to our community. In 2013 will also be the 125th anniversary for the city of Middletown. I am announcing the formation of an anniversary committee to prepare a budget and outline our plan for celebrating this event, and this will occur during 2012. In the area of tax assessment, this department produces the annual assessment roll reflecting changes in property condition, ownership boundaries, and exemption status. Commissioner Bonnie Bernasky has dealt in a fair and equitable manner with all tax certiorari actions and has worked very closely with the city departments to assist in preparation of the FEMA applications due to tropical storms Irene and Lee. The office is doing outreach to our senior population to ensure that they are aware of the programs available to them, and they continue to provide tax liability analysis to the general public, private industry, and governmental entities.